Okay, let's play a game. So, let's see what we got. Let's give our game a name. Make it hot seat. See it sort by date. And let's pick an infantry only scenario here and start it. So first thing, let's adjust the interface here. Let's collapse the header. Make the interface a little smaller. Seems fine. Now let's keep the buttons up top where you can read them. All right, now let's figure out how we're going to set up. Now, first thing is I think our defensive pivot is going to be this building here, where we can put a elite squad. And let's also split up an elite squad into two teams, one here, and put the machine guns on those teams. And let's put the leader in the pivot there. Now let's figure out what we're going to do for defending the rest. Put a full squad here, maybe a full squad here, maybe one here and here, and let's do one more here, and then let's split up the other two and have some backup units to hold some of those victory hexes and just generally put a gum in the Germans' advance. And that should be good. Let's finish deployment and figure out how the Germans are going to approach this. So first off, I think we're going to end up building a doom stack for each of the machine guns. Well, no, doom stack just for the leader squads, but we do. So let's split one. Let's figure the doom stacks will be here, here. Actually, no, doom stack will be up there. There. Put there. Let's put leaders on this stack and this stack. And actually, let's split up one more. These guys will be in support of these guys. So since we'll be combining them, we'll go ahead and make another sort of doom stack. The other team will be back here, or we'll send them in to hold this building after we advance past it. And let's see, we got two more squads. Let's put one here and then have one advancing along the railway. Railway gives a little bit of cover, not a lot, but they'll probably get torn up by the machine guns in the buildings, but they'll still be a threat. All right, and let's go ahead. All right, so the Germans go first. Let's start by pounding on the conscript in this building. And, ooh, that's not a good start. Just plain missed. That was a really terrible roll. Do an initiative check. And we might as well do return fire. They also miss. And what else can we do? So, let's see. These guys do have line of sight down here. But these guys certainly do. Doubt we're going to get any shots at anybody else this turn. So let's go ahead and take a shot here. And we miss. Not a great roll, not a terrible roll. Could have been worse. And let's just hold on here and hope that they move towards us. So let's go ahead and pass. The other thing the Germans are going to be doing is advancing along the top. Let's send these guys out here. This will give a reaction fire possibility to the Norwegians, which they will definitely take. And they get a hit. Bit of a lucky hit. Well, not super lucky, but kind of. But the German infantry is fine, but the leader breaks. That's unlucky. So the Germans can leave the leader there, or we can preemptively, just because we don't want them to get another lucky hit on the leader, we can preemptively route and get them out of danger, which we're going to go ahead and do. If they recover, they can easily get back into the fight, but otherwise the plan is to advance these units into combat next turn. Anyway, let's see, and do initiative check, which passes automatically because the initiative's still in the middle. Let's continue our advance. Let's move these guys. So the idea is to get these guys in position to take another shot at these guys next turn to get more firepower on them. So let's go ahead and move these together to there, so they're in range of the leader below. Do initiative check, and Norwegians, we might as well. We don't know how long we're going to live, so we might as well take the reaction fires we can get. And actually, we don't really care if we get tired, because they're not planning on moving anywhere anyway. So go ahead and do that, and they miss. And initiative goes over to the Norwegians. And let's go ahead and pass. At this point, wait for the Germans to expose themselves or not. And if they don't expose themselves, we'll basically go ahead and collect initiative, which we can use at the beginning of next turn. So, all right. So Germans, go ahead and move. We'll move these separately. Why don't we go ahead and move these here? Go ahead and initiative check, which luckily we passed, although it wouldn't have mattered, the Norwegians would have passed anyway. So let's go ahead and move these guys in position. This is a little risky because they'll get a shot at point blank range next turn, but we'll also get reaction fire on that. But let's go ahead and move them in a position to assault the Norwegians in building next turn. And this time we didn't get lucky, but Norwegians pass anyway. They don't have anybody that could fire at those guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and move these guys down along the railway, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll be in range of these conscripts, but this is just a team, so it doesn't have a lot of firepower. And there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'd be in range of elite teams if we did that. Let's not move them quite that far. Let's move them there. They only have one cover. The Norwegian machine gun can open up on them. Only the machine gun, the team doesn't actually have range. We'll just shoot them at the closest distance. And I'll go ahead and fire. Oh, critical hit. That's bad for the Germans. So, morale check is now at a disadvantage. Go ahead and take it. Unsurprisingly, we break. So the question is, do the Norwegians want to route that unit? The answer is not yet. We want to, because if we route it, it's going to route back to here, which makes it a good chance that they'll be able to route it and eliminate it next turn and get the points for it. Because they'll only be able to use one rally next turn, because the leader has to choose between these two, and the Germans would obviously choose the leader because they're much more useful to the battle happening up there. But instead of doing that immediately, might as well take some more shots at them and see if they can just eliminate them outright. So I'll go ahead and do that. Odds are pretty good. They do hit. Do a morale check. No effect. They hold initiative automatically, and this machine gun might as well also take a shot. Also get a hit. Get a morale check. Also no effect. All right. They still hold initiative, so we'll go ahead and route the enemy at this point. Firm route, do a morale check, and no effect. Well, those guys are heroes. They might survive, but we'll see what happens. Okay, initiative flips. Germans, at this point, don't have anything to do but pass, which goes back to the Norwegians, and the Norwegians can't immediately do another route check because that's the last thing they did. So, and they're not going to have initiative at the beginning of the next turn, which is actually really unfortunate. And if they actually try to do another route check, that's going to make it even less likely. So this has not actually gone all that... I mean, it's kind of gone well for the Norwegians, but it hasn't gone as well as it could have. But we're going to go ahead and pass and go to the next turn. So first thing happens in the turn, since this after all the automatic stuff happens, which you can see up here. Basically all the statuses updating and stuff. The Germans have to select somebody to rally, and the leader is more valuable once they're going to try to rally. And they didn't even rally the leader. So, yeah, that was some bad luck. It rolled a 3. But they have initiative. They're going to go ahead and basically, I think the first thing they're going to do is try to pound this conscript and get him out of the way. Because they've only got 6 turns to try to advance on this. So let's go ahead and get those guys. And now we can include these guys as part of the attack, which makes it much more likely to be a critical hit. And they hit, and they don't even hit. They roll really poorly. That's really unfortunate. And do initiative check, hold initiative. They get to fire back, which fired these guys actually. They get a hit, and there's no effect on the morale checks, so the Germans withstand the attack. But it's still the Germans' turn. They've taken the shot, but they're going to go ahead and do an assault move, get into that hex, and try to... they got more firepower. This is kind of a... If you look at the odds, this is kind of... really anything could happen. The odds are in the Germans' favor, but they could take some losses in the process, but we'll see how it goes. So just go ahead and do our next move, which is also do an assault move. YOLO. We'll go ahead and assault move into there. Do the initiative check. Lost it as expected. And as expected, the Norwegians will do what they can to make that a fair fight. Let's go ahead and do that. Still the Norwegians' turn. Let's try and eliminate these guys out here. So, first shot misses. Let's try this other machine gun. That shot misses. Not exactly impressive rolling on those guys' part. Let's move up some reinforcements. I can't quite make it, but I can get to there. We still have initiative, so we can continue if we want to. So let's go ahead and rush, and if everything goes badly, we'll have another unit there that can join the fight. We keep initiative, but at this point, there's nothing we really want to do. I kind of want to see how these close combats are both slightly to our advantage, and we want them to happen. So let's go ahead and pass. Both these machine guns missed, so let's go ahead and try routing that guy. Oh, and also the leader. Yeah, that's true. That's probably... I mean, the odds of routing the leader is not great, but it would be great if it happened. So those guys don't. Those guys don't. We do an initiative check. I don't think there's anything else we want to do at this point, so go ahead and pass. And the Germans pass too. And now we have some close combat. And let's go ahead and do the bottom one first. So, Norwegian takes 0 hits, German takes 1 hit. That's a lucky outcome for the Norwegians. And up here, do close combat. Oh, that was an unlucky. Well, you know, you win some, you lose some. So now the Norwegians are going to take 3 hits. So they got to break both their units and then choose one of them to be eliminated. And that's not great. And I mean, the Germans choose to break the team here. So now we're in the rally. Norwegians are rally first. They've got 1 broken unit, so they don't really have any choice. And they don't. The Germans have a bunch. Oh, Germans have a bunch of units. Things are looking good here. Things are not looking good here. We try to rally this guy, these guys, and they rallied. Okay, that's good. It's really good news for the Germans. We're at a disadvantage, but as long as this combat continues, we will be slowing down the Germans, which is in our favor. Time is starting to run out for them. Take some shots at them. So let's go ahead and do that. Got a hit. And we got the unit. That's great. That's 6 points right there. Do initiative check. Lucky roll. We keep the initiative. If we rout this guy, the machine gun gets dropped. It will kind of slow things down again. So let's go ahead and try that. And maybe we'll get lucky with the leader too. Leader tries. No effect. And no effect. And do initiative check. And now the Germans. Okay. This is fine. We'll leave this the way it is. This is fine. We'll leave this the way that it is. Let's start moving these guys. Let's get them up front. Go ahead and charge here. Do an initiative check. So these guys will definitely take some reaction fire on those. So let's go ahead and do that. All these guys can fire together because they're elite. They have the range. They get a hit. Oh, broke a unit. Pinned a unit. And pinned the leader. Also don't care that much about that. Alright. That was a pretty good result. But it's still the Germans' turn. Let's first get these guys into this building. We'll hold that. This will be an automatic initiative check. And let's move those guys. Let's move these guys up here. Kind of support the other group. And even though this is really low firepower, we might as well give it a shot. And we get a lucky roll. Oh, and we get... Yeah, this is not going great for the Germans. But I don't think there's anything else the Germans really want to do at this point, so they're going to pass. So, we can take another shot at those guys. These guys are activated. We don't really want them to be tired. But these guys are right here. We could take a shot at actually moving these conscripts into close combat. That would be interesting. Because it would only have a total, because that guy's broken, he only has a firepower of 3. The pinned unit is reduced to 1. Even with the leader bonus, that adds up to, oh, this is pretty good odds. I think we could shoot at him. Well, actually, if we shoot at him, we got a good chance of hitting, and a reasonable chance of eliminating one of the units. Let's fire. Let's do it. Oh, and they got a hit. That was actually really good. Oh, and we eliminate. Oh, that was really good. We broke a unit. We had no effect on the other unit. And we lost initiative. So reaction fire would be nothing. It would be this guy firing with no firepower, basically. Yeah, we're not going to reaction fire. We're also going to pass. because we need to rally some dudes. Now we could attempt to rout these guys, but every time we rout, there's an increased chance of rallying. So this would have a 6% chance of rallying, 3% chance of rallying, 6% chance of rallying, 3%. Yeah, we're not going to try that. We're just going to pass and go straight into close combat. Alright, so this one first. Oh, really bad result for the Norwegian. Took 2 hits. And they're eliminated. And let's do this one. And again, a bad result for the Norwegians. Yeah, this is getting bloody. Alright, so this is a free rally. The question is, which other unit do we want to try to rally? I think this leader is a priority. And they rally, and then we get this free rally. And they also rally. Okay, so now the Germans have initiative, a lot of initiative, so we can do a few things. We've almost cleared the woods here. Those guys actually are kind of useless up there, because this building, this hex is going to be really hard to take. We're going to have to focus on these hexes down here. And we're probably going to have to be rushing out into the open to take them. Let's basically try to get rid of these guys and get control here. Let's move this guy first. They're not going to get very far. So they're there. I think we want to save the machine gun for shooting at those guys. So let's use this one to fire at those guys. We get a hit. No effect. Okay. Now let's move this guy. Actually, no, let's move the leader first. Go ahead and move him into that unit. Because eventually we're going to try to recover this Fallschirmjäger and add him to, like, focusing probably on suppressing these guys. But in the meantime, let's go there. Nobody can do reaction fire on that. And then let's move this guy down there. And these guys do reaction fire. They get hit. They don't get any effect though. And these guys, let's concentrate all this fire on here. Get a hit. No effect. These guys would... No. Let's do these guys for reaction fire. They get a hit. No effect. Pinned. We don't care that much. And that's fine. Now let's move these guys up. 2 reasons. One, to maybe assault these guys next turn, and just generally get closer to these hexes. So move there. Go ahead and reaction fire, because why not? Oh, lucky hit. Oh, lucky, or unlucky for Germans. I think that's all we want to do as Germans anyway. Now, do the Norwegians want to do anything? Okay, these guys haven't fired yet. And only the machine gun has range to shoot these guys, but we definitely want to shoot those guys. But do we want to try to rout these guys first? Yeah, let's try that. No effect. No effect. No effect. One of those would have had to have been a bad roll, but that's good enough. Germans are still passing. And they're going to fire machine gun at those guys. They get a hit. Pin. And no effect. So really effectively nothing. Again, the Germans pass, and the Norwegians, oof, this +2 means this is not worth it. Because there's a reasonable chance for instance, that those guys would rally 6%. I mean, and there's not a high chance that they're going to rout in the first place. So, let's go ahead and pass. All right. No close combat, go straight to rallying. This one's free. They rally, so do we want to rally those guys or those guys? I think we would rather rally those guys. And the Germans have a lot of initiative. Why don't we assault move into here? No reaction fire for assault moves. Why don't we assault move into there? There goes the Norwegians. And the Norwegians are like, we're probably going to lose this one. Why don't we be real bastards and assault move into there? Which is, chances are nothing much is going to happen. In fact, that's advantage Norwegians. So next, let's take a fire attack on these guys. Which we outright miss. What a terrible roll. But we definitely want to reaction fire this. So let's do that. And we also miss. Also a terrible roll. Okay, two can play this game. Let's go ahead and just route out of danger here. We route back into the building. You know what? Let's close combat into there. That's to our advantage. Why don't we be cheeky and assault move out of that? And let's go ahead and fire this machine gun over here. At these guys. And we miss. Alright, no, let's save our stuff for next turn. Skip reaction fire. Let's move these guys down there. Let's not reaction fire here. Let's see where could these guys move. Could get as far as that, although they're going to get shot at in the open. Can I make it to the buildings? No. We just shoot at those guys and hope we break them. Let's do that. And we do hit them, and we don't break them. Well, that's unfortunate. But right now, Norwegians are looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and pass. And Norwegians also pass. Let's try to rally our one guy. They do rally. Not really going to be doing much. So we did not plan this well. So first off, let's split these guys. And we're going to move one of them to take that victory hex. Oops. No, not that one. One of these. We don't want to take the machine gun out there in the open. All right. So that team just ran out to capture that. We are definitely going to shoot at them, and we can reach them before they get there. And we miss. Okay. Can't reach this one, which is unfortunate, but what we need to do is probably kill somebody. So let's just start firing. We might as well fire back. What do we want to do with these guys? Because they're kind of in a bad spot. Well, let's fire these guys instead. Those. We get a hit. but no effect. We could return fire with one of these guys, but we don't want to, because we want to do something about those guys. We're probably not going to eliminate any of those units, so skip reaction fire. Let's go ahead and these guys are also going to take some shots at those guys. Wow. They're heroes. These guys could shoot back. You know what? They might as well. They don't do anything. All right. Germans. These guys are all tired. But we're going for it. 3 victory points is not enough to win, but it gets us closer. If they reaction fire, then I can run into them. We're not going to reaction fire. They could just run away. They only got a movement of 1 because they're tired. Why don't we take a shot at... Oh no, they can't hit anything. They're not in range. We're going to take a shot at those guys. They hit. No effect. No effect. Oh! Nope. Go ahead and pass. Let's fire on these guys. Miss. Skip reaction fire. These guys are exhausted. These guys are exhausted. We're holding our... We basically are holding our position so we can try to run away if somebody advances into our hex. So let's pass. These guys will intensive fire, and they miss. Skip reaction fire. Again, pass. And these guys will intensive fire. Again, they miss. Again, we pass. Okay, let's move. We're going to try to trap them. Nope. Again, we pass. Move here. Finish move. Initiative check. Skip reaction fire. Again, we pass. Trying to hit those guys. Oh, we hit them. Oh, we got no effect. Initiative check. Skip reaction fire. Oh. Pass. So we assault move into here. What are the best odds? So that would just be 5. So we don't want to stay here because, well, I think we'd probably be fine. We might not be. If we move here, we get better odds. So let's assault move there. Nothing else we can do. Nothing else we can do. So now it comes down to a last close combat. Let's do this one. Anything could happen. Oh, and things backfire for the Germans. I think that's all she wrote. Doesn't matter what happens here. The Norwegians are going to win. So let's do this close combat. Yeah, they lost this unit. But the Norwegians win it in a squeaker. Not particularly well played by me, but that's basically how it goes.